welcome to the Sloppy Syndicate show for another episode. We have Cinema Stereo in the green room. We will bring them on shortly. Hey, Dane, you ready? All right. So we are live. We are going to be streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So, folks, call your mammy, your pappy, whoever you need to call, and get them in here. Without further ado, we're going to bring Dane. Boom.
Hey, what's up?
Awesome to have you on. So let's bring Cinema Stereo in and get to know them. We're going to pleasure your ear holes just a little bit, folks. Maybe make them a little bit moist today. And without further ado, here is Cinema Stereo.
Hey. All right.
How we doing today? Local Central Florida boys. What's up?
We're doing very good. A little tired. We played a show last night, but we're good.
Oh, did you? Nice.
We're live. Got some coffee.
Where'd you guys play at?
We played a local spot called Will's Pub, but
nice.
kind of like an impromptu, like almost like album release show that we just kind of like last second took, but ended up being like a really good night. So
nice. Yeah. And you just had your album release yesterday. So congrats on that. We've listened to it for a little bit now, so we've had the sneak peek, and definitely a great album. Dane, what do you get on it? I mean,
I'm really enjoying the album. I like the way they're working old school, new school rock into it. Your intros are mind blowing to me. I like them. It reminds me of kind of like Electric Light Orchestra or something like that, where you guys had some real good intros and then banging it up with some good classic rock, and I like that energy.
Thank you. It's a huge compliment. I love Jeff Lynne. He's a huge inspiration.
Yeah,
definitely some Dirty Honeys in there.
So Dirty Honey in there.
So yeah, definitely taking it back to the old school classic rock and roll, a little bit of blues in there. So definitely a phenomenal sound. So growing up, you're a new band. You formed during COVID. What kind of made you pursue making Cinema Stereo? Were you in bands previously, or how did that come about?
I think we need to answer those questions. So I think it was that we always wanted to be in bands, but it was always hard to find people that liked the kind of music we like. And I've known Sebastian for a while, but when we met Luke, he also had the same musical interests, but like different at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, we have like 3 people. We can definitely like go play shows now. And that's kind of like where it took off.
Okay.
And you always find good music and the people that like the music around you. You know what I mean? That like-minded kind of meeting ups.
Yeah. It's really tough. I mean, honestly, in today's day and age as well, there's so much niche markets, and everyone likes something very specific, and they want to be in a band that's very specific. So it's hard to everyone doesn't just want to be in a rock band anymore. It's very all spread across different genres.
Yeah, there's so many subgenres out there, but the mashup style is starting to make it big. The rap and the metal and country and metal.
Well, that's like what inevitably even kind of happened. Like with our music is there's we have common influences, but we have enough that's much different that it adds different color and texture. Like we're not all just into one band and sounding just like one band. And
with the sound, you could tell because you have so many. Not so many varieties, but definitely rocky, bluesy, a little bit of pop in there. So you kind of get it, throughout the entire album. Dana, what's your favorite song on there?
Man, personally, I like Ride This Thing Out. I like the intro. I like the way you guys come in on it. It flows throughout the whole song. Lyrics are good with me. I like the whole thing, man. It's pretty good. That's just my personal one, though.
That's a good one.
What was the one you were telling me about to use for the intro?
Ride This Thing Out.
Oh, Ride This Thing Out.
Everybody should like that thing. It's like I say, it just reminds me of times lost when people took, time to bring them into the song and not just, start off with some lyrics and everything else. You try to get them,
That was actually one of the not like a battle, but when we were doing these songs, our producer would be like, "You want to have a minute-long intro?" People I'm like, yeah. He says nowadays it's very just get right into the first verse.
Yeah.
And no solos, Like just get right to the get as concise as possible.
Yeah, I like how you take your time and you illustrate the story. You get, you try to change and move with the mood of the music, and I enjoy that about you guys. I really do.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm going with No One Needs Your Love. Obviously, the first song released on the album. So that's my jam. I've been playing that over and over. Hooks me in. So I mean, all the songs are phenomenal, but we all have our favorite on the album. So as the band, let's go around. What's your favorite song to play on that album?
All right, we'll start with Sebastian.
Oh, I said it earlier, Ride This Thing Out. I mean, it's just such a fun riff to play. It's like, I think I'm partially biased just because I love playing it live.
All right, fair enough.
I'm going to go with No More.
Oh, yeah.
That one's my favorite. That one's right up my alley of where I love songs that are very grand, with big intros and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that one too.
And my favorite to listen to is Ride This Thing Out, but my favorite to play is probably Better Times.
Okay, nice.
Okay, all right.
So how long did how long have you been working on this album for?
I mean, really, so I always had a bunch of ideas cooking. And basically when Luke came in the picture last March, we wanted to play some shows, and I had a minute and a half of all these songs. And I was just you know what, let's just get something together so we can play some shows. And it was kind of the songs were 75% done and then honed in and polished through playing live shows and seeing what translated basically.
Mm-hmm.
So the songs have been in the works for a year and a half, but they weren't solidified till the last 6 months.
Okay, and then obviously the three of you kind of collabed on it and put your own little spin and taste.
Yeah, because usually kind of what happens is I'll bring 30 seconds in and see if it sounds any good in a band format, and if it excites me, then usually the band will start working on it and finishing it basically.
And so I have another intro, folks, watching live. Sorry for the folks listening to the podcast in the future. You won't get to see this, but their stage antics, their presence on the stage, this band has it. So we're going to play a little short clip, a little 30-second clip or so, and watch them jam out. And Dane's all giggly over there.
I'm ready. I'm telling you, it's very few times I really enjoy myself, and this is one of them.
We're going to pop this bad boy on for you to pleasure your ear holes just a bit, and then we'll be right back. That takes me back to Aerosmith, straight Aerosmith vibes right there in that video.
Not a bad comparison.
Man, I mean, yeah, you're ready to rock and roll. You're ready to tour. You're ready. Let's get you out there.
As far as stage presence, I think you guys have a lot of Greta Van Fleet stage presence. Got the classic vibe, and it's good music, and you're trying to get everybody on it. And I think that's.
They're doing very well for themselves, so it's not a bad comparison.
Yeah, they are.
I like the outfits. I need to go shopping with you guys. So I need a new style. So what else have you? Dane is the guru of finding things. So what have you found, Dane?
So Sebastian, I hear that you are classically trained, and now did that come into play in the songwriting or the
I mean, yeah, I was classically trained for high school. I went to an art school over in Lakeland. So I definitely think it has influenced my playing for the better. It just makes you more of just an evolved musician. So it definitely helps. Yeah.
And Luke, you're kind of an enigma to me. You have like the smallest fingerprint out of the entire band that I can find. Can you tell me something about you? Because it's driving me crazy that I can't find you.
He's a ghost.
Well, like Sebastian has this classical training. I sort of acquired training in the jazz field.
Nice.
So that sort of explains the traditional grip, because all the guys that I would watch would do that, and it just seems like the way to learn.
Yeah, the old style.
Yeah. And of course there's the feels and everything's, there's a lot of swing to what we play.
Do you guys have any improvisational songs or anything that you could play off each other that is kind of for your live shows only kind of thing?
Well, that drum solo that you hear in the Wine Song was improv, except for the beginning and the end of it were sort of, I knew what I was going to do, but as far as that middle point, I had no idea.
Nice.
We definitely have a tendency live to like extend songs, like, and just keep the ending going on, like, because like on an album you might just end it sooner, but like live we'll just keep it going.
Right. It's like a whole Pink Floyd
even
vibe.
Sometimes like in song drum solo, like he doesn't play the same thing live, or it'll go a little longer, but I know when it's going to be over by the drum roll, so kind of stuff like that.
I don't know about you, Donnie, but in my opinion, that's the best kinds of bands. You go there to see the good songs, what you hear on the CD or the records now or streaming, and they open you up to the way that they play live, and that really, to me at least, gets you to enjoy the band that much more.
Yeah, absolutely. And they vibe off of the crowd, where the crowd vibes off of them, and it just has that 360 aspect of it, where everyone's vibing. So as far as Cinema Stereo, do you guys have merch, anything that we can support? And I ask this because one t-shirt is the equivalent of almost 6,500 streams. So how could we support Cinema Stereo? Do you have merch? Do you have CDs, anything like that the band can purchase? Or not the band can purchase?
We do have merch, and we'll be launching our online merch store probably sometime this week. We have a bunch of new stuff that's going along with the album. We're just kind of waiting for all of the stuff that goes thematically with the album to be launched at the same time, versus like being like, here's one thing, here's one thing, here's one thing. So the whole merch store will be flooded online probably sometime next week, and it'll be populated on our website.
Okay, and for the fans listening in the future on the podcast, what is the website?
Is www.cinemastereo.us.
All right, there you go, folks. So definitely make sure you go out and support the band, show them some love, pick up a shirt. They are local to us, so next show you'll be seeing me. Dane is a little further away, but
I'm in Tampa. I'm down here by you, Bo. So anytime you guys come this way, please let me know, and I will be there.
Yeah, no. I have. I'm going to send you after the show. I'm going to send you a battle of the big stage, just to get your sound out there. I think you guys would vibe super well. And Dane, I don't know if you're aware of this. You and I haven't really talked about it, but Battle for the Big Stage. It's on Twitch. It's through Danny Wimmer Presents, the Space Zebra Show. That Space Zebra Show, and every month they do a bracket, and it's head to head. The bands play, the fans vote. If you get a yes, obviously you move to the next bracket. If you don't get voted, you get kicked out, and then you have to resubmit for the next bracket. So it's like a March Madness style bracket into the final, four. The final four play live, and then the fans vote. And if they get selected, they go in and get to play one of the main festivals.
That's a classic Battle of the Bands right there. That sounds fun.
So I'll give you that information. You guys have such a unique sound. I think people will definitely pick up on you and love you. So
yeah,
down for anything.
All right, Dane, you're the magic man. What else you got?
I'm terrified of what he knows about me.
Okay, well, I mean, besides you being a host at Hard Rock and going to the same college as my sister at UCF,
all right,
I couldn't really find much about you as well. I mean, Patriot High School,
I did, yeah, in Virginia.
In Virginia, yeah, and which is down by where my family lives, but nobody really knew who you were, who your family was. I asked.
Dan's going way out there, like super sleuth.
Hey, I gotta get a thread somehow, and I gotta keep pulling till I find it. But,
like, hey, have you heard of this family around here in Virginia?
Yeah, you heard of Raha? Is there anybody heard of Raha over there? Or Raha?
We might have to put a link on your super.
How do you say your last name too? I know I'm butchering it.
My name's Ian Reha.
Reha. See, I thought I had it right. I said Raha.
Yeah, just like if you say it how it looks like, you just Reha.
Reha. Yeah, I don't know why I try to put my own dumb flair on it, but
and where does that derive from?
I don't know.
Certainly not Virginia.
I think I had rye bread on my sandwich or something. That's why. It's the way my brain works. I had 2 bowls this morning, so I'm feeling. But other than that, you do have a common name with a lot of other people. Now, was it Fredericksburg, Virginia, you were from?
So I have a common name as a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot more people named Ian Reha than you would think.
No, there is not.
Unless there's
a bunch of aliases.
I mean, we got some guy in Claremont, another guy in Ohio. We got a few people in Florida, none of which are you, because I had to find you.
So, folks, the moral of the story:
we got some imposters out there.
If you need anyone looked up, Dane is the man. So reach out to Dane. Dane will get you hooked up with any information you need. Apparently, so.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, Central Florida. As far as I can tell, do you have a bachelor's in business administration?
My father does.
Is your dad Ian as well? Senior?
My name's Ian Mark Reha, and his name's Mark Reha. So,
yeah, no, this isn't him. So if you don't have a bachelor's, it's another guy that lives in Orlando, went to UCF, and has a bachelor's.
That's not possible.
I'm telling you.
Lesson here, folks.
Yeah,
you're learning about family you didn't know you had. So
I know. Yeah, there's only 5 people with my last name, like in the United States, but apparently there's a lot of people in the last name.
More than I thought. That's for damn sure.
There's more Rehas than there are Smiths in Orlando, apparently.
So where, like, Reha is where does that derive from? Is that
it's Polish.
Polish? Okay, all right. I got a little Polish in me, a little Polish and Irish, but
yeah, I'm like mostly Irish and Polish, Slovenian.
Okay,
I'm Cubish. I'm Cuban Irish.
Cubish.
Yeah, both sides are crazy with you. So
oh yeah, get the Latin, and
so
I get to drink a lot.
Question: I was born in Detroit, Michigan, and then
get out of here. That's where I was born.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was born in Sterling Heights, Michigan. And then I moved down to Virginia for 18 years, and then I moved here to attend college at UCF.
Okay,
right.
And Detroit is a big Motown city, so yeah, I got to grow up with a bunch of Motown and that old style of music. So that was pretty cool. I mean, Detroit's a dump now, unless you go into the main city. Not the main city.
Still the birthplace of classic rock and classic cars. So
right.
Can't shit on them too hard.
Bob Seger and Ted Nugent.
Yeah. Motor City Mayhem.
Ted Nugent. Well, I just saw Wheeler Walker Jr. last night at the Plaza. Ted Nugent, I saw is going to be playing there. So I remember jamming out to Ted Nugent with my dad, and so I may definitely have to go see that just to relive some old school memories of when you could drink a can of beer and steal your parents' cigarettes and not get in trouble.
Yeah.
So what's the future for Cinema Stereo? You just dropped this album. Obviously, you want to get that album out there, play some shows. Do you guys have any tours coming up? Any shows and East Coast, West Coast? What's going on?
So we have a couple tours in the works that will be either confirmed, and then sometime coming in the near future we'll be confirming them.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll have a few fall tours going on, where we have a couple music videos coming out, and then probably be back in the studio in the October, November time. It's like get some winter music out.
All right. Yeah, let us know, man. We do what we can to promote you. We'll put you up, try to get you out there as much as we can. And please let me know when you come to town so I can come and see you guys.
I will. We play Tampa like quite often, actually.
Nice. All right. Now I got shit to do.
So even if they don't play in Tampa, it's an hour, Dane. I'm saying even if they don't play in Tampa, it's only an hour to come up here.
Yeah, but I mean,
Orlando's got some good venues.
That's true. That's true. You guys have a really good venue. The Hard Rock up there is a really nice venue.
Last night was the first time I was at the Plaza, and it was actually nice venue. I think it was an old school theater at one point because the floor kind of raises all the way to the back. So even standing in the back, you got a perfect shot of the stage. So yeah, definitely a unique venue there. Pretty big stage. So yeah. Maybe we can get the boys to rock out there and get a little.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Local bands to do like a local, and that's something I've been thinking about lately. Actually, is we have so many, not festivals, but vintage markets and different things like that. I want to do like a locals, maybe at like one of the microbreweries or one of the brewery pubs in town. Do like a six local bands, like festival for the day. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one. I don't see we should get something like that together. Get a petition going, some shit.
So work some magic and see what we can get going for not only Cinema Stereo, but there's so many local bands. There's so much local talent out there, and watching the show now, it's crazy to see how much is really out there that's undiscovered. So
yeah, if you can't find music that you do like nowadays, you're not looking at all. I mean, there's something for everybody, and I think you guys paint a very broad swatch on a lot of different people's enjoyment as far as what they enjoy listening to and feeling and hearing. And I mean, I hope you guys go far with this, man. I really do. You have a unique sound that I listen to a lot of classic rock and everything. And it's like I said, I haven't really heard anything. I mean, maybe Supertramp is kind of coming through it, but that's the closest I can think of that comes in comparison, I think.
Yeah, I think that's like a good thing is like, I mean, even like we'd be in the studio with our producer and he would be like, he's like, I feel like I know like what this is, but I have no idea what this is. Like, he's like, I know I've like nowhere, like he's like, it's being pulled and I cannot tell like what's like where it's all coming from. So it's kind of good that no one can really put their finger on it. And kind of like the funniest thing is that most comparisons we get are bands we've never like actually deep dive into. Like, way off, like, and they'll be like, oh, I know you guys are exactly like this band. And I'm like, all right. Like,
yeah, I don't like that exactly like thing, but sounds like works with me because everybody's got their own flavor, and
nothing sucks more than like, hey, you sound like Aerosmith. No, we're influenced. We have our own sound, but
what a curse! Yeah. Imagine sounding just like Aerosmith. That'd be such a curse.
Oh, I know, right? Selling millions of records, being around for fucking 6 decades. That would be terrible.
The best-selling American rock and roll band.
Shit.
So, my favorite band's Nickelback.
Oh my god!
I think they get I think they get more hate than they. I'm not like some huge fan, but like I think that there's bands that are much more deserving of hate.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Nickelback, you kind of get to it if you're.
Hey, we got nothing else to listen to. Like 80 million records or something. They sold some crazy amount of records.
Look, there's Christian bands that sell that many because they get the mirth and all this. They're on the Christian market, so they get those 80 million records out the bat with all the people that are here and across the nation and everything. But they sound like shit to me. They don't have any substance to them. They just say God and Jesus a couple times, and everybody buys their shit.
Some super good bands out there that on tour. So like POD, they're Christian.
The Killers. Did you know the Killers were a Christian band?
No way.
That's crazy.
Check them out. They're a Christian band. They're the most successful Christian band ever, but they're still a Christian.
They're lying. They said that after the fact.
Listen to their music and their songs more, and you're gonna go, holy shit! The more you listen to it, the more it sticks.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Dane. After I started reading the lyrics, I'm like, huh, okay, yeah, I see where
it makes sense that a Christian band would be like, we're called the Killers.
Yeah. Hey man, everybody got their shtick.
So what is one thing that you would want the fans to know about Cinema Stereo, or each of you personally, that Dane has not obviously already dug up? So
Ooh, that's kind of tough.
Who wants to go first?
Can we get one from each of you? That way we get individual perspectives.
Like
some about you or the band that I haven't or nobody really knows about.
Well, then I think it should be you or me.
Well, Luke, you go first if you got something.
Well, why? I feel like this would be so easy.
It's like really nasty. It's like,
well, you did your research, man. So this is hard.
okay. Let's break it down. You want something musically that no one knows about us, or
dealer's choice, Bubba?
Yep.
All right, I'll just give a fun. We'll give a fun like a band that we're super into that might not come through in the music.
There we go. I'll take that one.
So one of my biggest musical influences is Tame Impala.
I like Tame Impala.
I wouldn't have guessed that, but
yeah.
My biggest musical influence is Tame Impala. He's one of I've seen. I go out of my way to see him live.
Really?
And then on the Strokes as well.
I like the Strokes. Yeah, definitely bangers.
Got any dark horse musical influences?
I don't know if mine are like dark horse.
Well,
you say like ABBA?
I love ABBA.
Yeah,
ABBA's sick.
Yeah,
awesome. I don't know. There's a lot of bands in there.
What band sings? It's Men at Work, I think. No, that's Toto. Down in Africa.
No, that's Toto. Yeah.
I mean, I can name a bunch of jazz.
You already said you were influenced by jazz.
Yeah.
So you gotta
that's
go.
Not dark horse. I was gonna say I'm influenced by blues.
You really like that song at the end of the Breakfast Club.
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah, anything made in 1982 is that's his bread and butter.
Oh man, I got a playlist for you that'll blow your mind. Then
the most cheesy synth sounds.
Have you heard of Oingo Boingo?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, you gotta get in there a little bit. Oh man, this is another good one from back in the day.
I'm still sticking with Pantera.
Who sang that song? In the City. It was in The Warriors, the movie The Warriors.
I don't know.
Shit.
Wish I knew.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you got the Ramones, Steve Miller Band. I mean, Prince, of course, ran the 80s, but
one that I nobody really talks about, Jefferson Starship.
Oh,
because they couldn't figure out what they wanted to call themselves.
Yeah,
Airplane, Jefferson Starship, and Starship. It's like nobody knew what band they're listening to.
That's right.
Valid point, but
it's all about
they're really cool
marketing.
back in that whole scene, the northern, the San Francisco psychedelic scene.
Oh,
the late 60s. It was so cool.
I love the Haight-Ashbury area and learning about everything and how Janis Joplin and the Grateful Dead and everybody they're living right next to each other and running acid tests out of there on school buses to the people around and everything. I mean, it's crazy that the Haight-Ashbury area.
No idea about that stuff. So I was watching a Rolling Stones documentary about when they tried to throw their own Woodstock in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that was the amount of violence, the Hells Angels would just show up and just cause mayhem.
Well,
and there was nothing you could do.
Yeah, they didn't have. It was something to do at the Rolling Stones concert. It really came to a head where they got them as security guards. And
they hired them as security.
Right. Yeah, and they came in and just tossing people.
They're murdering people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the last time they hired security. So
yeah, because it was I think the story goes that the Stones were oh, we're gonna throw our own Woodstock and we're gonna headline it, and it just turned into being a disaster.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. and they hired the Hells Angels to do security for him, and then the people at the front gate got pissed off that they were charging for the tickets because they said that they were playing a free show. So then when people started just jumping the fence and going, well, they said it was a free show, whatever, that's when the Hells Angels started busting heads a little bit. And I believe somebody got shot. And that's why.
Yeah, there was like a guy that pulled a gun and tried to shoot like at the stage or some shit.
Right. And they ended up beating that dude to death.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to fuck with
that. It was like wild. Like we just saw Paul McCartney a few weeks ago, and like I was just thinking about like all the stuff these guys have seen. So like Mick Jagger, you see this guy like almost get shot in like 1969, and he's still touring.
Yeah.
Like if anyone pulled a gun and shot at me on stage, I probably wouldn't be doing this anymore.
I'm hanging.
Oh, man.
Screw this.
If it's something you love, you'll take a bullet in the ass to keep going.
Even that fest in it was Las Vegas. It was the country festival where the guy was shooting out of the hotel up top.
Yeah, but that's 700 people and shit. Like that thing is crazy.
So like Jason Aldean took a lot of time off that totally mind fucked him, obviously.
Yeah.
But crazy shit like that.
It's just insane because like music is like I think everyone universally enjoys music in some way. So it's like, why would you want to like cause like chaos or violence at like a joyous event?
Yeah, it's the great equalizer among humanity's music. No matter if you can't speak it or not, everybody can still bob their head and relate to it some way without there having to be a word in it.
Well, that's the craziest thing is you see people like bands go to countries where they don't speak English and they know all the words, but they only know the words to the song.
Yeah.
Like they know only the English that's in the song.
Yeah. And when people try to learn English, they listen to the songs and they know how to pronounce phrases and different words because of music. So, I mean,
yeah,
I think there's nothing better.
Well, yes, because words have meaning, but it's like I think humans like it's more like the melody, the rhythm, like the way it's all flowing together is like what gets people going. More is like they're not like straight listening to the lyrics. They're like listening to like the way that it sounds and makes them feel.
Right. And how that affects them and maybe how they relate to it. And I mean, that's as far as me, that's how I get excited about bands and songs. It's something will click with me or relate to me. And it'll be the first thing I'll do is, hey man, have you heard these guys? Hey, have you listened to this? Like, tell me what this sounds like. So
I don't know if it's the same for you. It's also like, I feel like I can tell if I'm going to like the song in the first 30 seconds.
Yep.
Like it's like you got to reel me in somehow in the first 30 seconds.
And that's what your intros do for me. I tell you, every one of them, that's why I like it.
And what I find interesting, we're talking about, U.S. bands touring overseas, and when these bands come to the U.S. and they sing, you don't get the accent. It's super weird for me sometimes. You'll get the band, they'll talk, have the accent. They start singing, like the accent goes away. I don't know. It's just something I can't fathom.
I think it's because like vowel placements and things that you like learn singing are easier. There's a ways to make singing easier by opening vowels and things like that. So people start to universally kind of sing the like, I guess like almost not like least resistance, but they kind of sing like a similar style and influences as well. Like, your influence might be from another country, but you've listened to them so many times that you start to emulate the way they sing in like some ways.
Yeah.
And I see you got a new decor back there, Mr. Bob Marley.
Yeah. Al Green painted that? I didn't.
Who Al Green is?
Al Green? Yeah. I am so in love with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He painted that, and it was up in a restaurant here in town, and the restaurant shut down, and he was throwing that out. I go, hey man, you mind if I take that? He's like, yeah, go ahead, man. No.
As long as you didn't steal it.
Awesome. No. He said he paid $1,200 for it too. I'm like, well, that sucks.
That's good.
You got it for free?
Yeah.
What?
I wheeled up on him. He was going to throw it away.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. and I found a badass Marvel picture with like everybody in it that I had in the attic from the 80s and shit. Yeah, it's a pretty good picture. So, but I don't even want to grab it. It's so big.
Right.
I can see it in my mind, and it's beautiful.
You know what? I got you.
Dane's like,
Hang on.
ADD. He's like,
You shut up,
get it. But yeah, we're both kind of big on the art, obviously. You're behind mine.
Do it.
That is a lot bigger than I thought.
I think it's a musician thing. I mean, literally, like I feel like all of our walls look just like yours behind you. It's just a bunch of stuff.
Oh, mine is.
That is awesome. It literally does have everybody.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah, it's super big, Dane. I didn't realize how big it was.
No good.
You know. All right, so we are at about that time. We're going to wrap up, folks. So I hope we pleasured your ear holes just a little bit.
Woo, that was heavier than I thought. God damn.
Pleasure having on the show. They are Orlando-based band, so definitely check them out. Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to your music. Always keep in mind supporting the band, buying their album helps them a lot more than streaming the album. And any final words from Cinema Stereo?
Yeah.
If
Come
you
out
have
and see us.
Thank you. All right, come out and see it. Well, first of all, make sure you give our record a listen. It's available on all major platforms. I would strongly encourage you to give each song a chance because I really do believe that each song offers something different, and I think there's something for everybody on it. And you'll see, like in the future, that we're always constantly changing, and there's no like conscious effort to change. It's just we get influenced by different things. So like the next 8 to 10 songs we have are going to be different. So there's always going to be something exciting to latch onto and different. And I think it's going to become like a debate people will have where they're going to be like, I liked the cinema of this sound. I like the cinema of this sound.
Yeah.
And that's like what's going to end up being the trend.
Well, I'm just going to say this. If you listen to them and you don't like them, you're wrong. So we're just throwing that out there. So
I didn't say it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Give them a listen, support the band, see if there's any local shows in the area, attend, listen, like support the band. That's it. I would like to end the show on a positive note. Folks, it is okay not to feel okay. If you need help, reach out 1-800-273-8255 or text GO to 741-741. Always remember that you matter. And if you are having a rough time, go ahead and reach out. Hope we pleasured your ears just a little bit. Any final departing words, Dane? Anything else?
No way. Good luck, guys. Rock on. Keep it coming.
All right.
Will do. Thank you.
Definitely.
We just released the record. I'm ready to roll in the next one.
Yeah.
So, folks, thanks for joining us on this episode. Remember, keep it sloppy, and we'll see you next time.
See you.
Yeah.